jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Praying that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. What's good, everyone? Salute to the subscribers on deck. Hey, I just thought I had to be petty today. Turn on my subscribers mode, because I have a bunch of grown men telling me to come on, come on chat. Come on camera and everything else. So I said, okay, let me come on camera. Like what you want to see? What you want to see? We're going to talk some boxing talk today, of course. I want to talk about the return of the one and only Teofimo Lopez, man. He has a fight coming up. He has a record of 16-1-12. His only losses to George Kambosos. At the time, George Kambosos was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? He had the opportunity as the IBF mandatory, to step in there with Teofimo Lopez, who was the reigning defending undisputed champion with the franchise era. You know what I'm saying? So that fight worked out the way it did. Teofimo Lopez came up short, and then he moved up to 140. But first of all, I want to give a big shout out to the supporters, man. Without you keeping the channel running, you know what it is. Appreciate y'all for pulling up each and every day and rocking with the channel. Let me see what the live chat, because this is a no super chat battleground. DBMH on deck, man. What it do? Cooking with Sir Senior on deck. What's good, man? Mr. Paz, yo, what's good? Appreciate y'all pulling up. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more in the building. So, my Jahad Tucker interview is going to be tomorrow, okay? You know how it happens sometime with fighters. I'll take the hit with that. I thought we scheduled for the day is for tomorrow. So you will get the rising sensation, the welterweight, 8-0 Jahad Tucker on deck tomorrow. And we're going to chop it up with the fam. You know what I'm saying? We're going to chop it up definitely. Hopefully, I have a special guest pull up today. I think you will like. You know what I'm saying? Especially their fighter having a fight coming up real soon. But hopefully they pull up. I'm hoping. I'm not going to promise anything. I'm hoping, though. But check this out. Teofimo Lopez, man, is set to return back to the square. After his first loss against George Kambosos, in defense of the first defense of his unified titles, he'll be stepping in there with Pedro Campa, who, as I'm looking at, is 34-1-1. Much more experienced boxer, of course. But like I tell everybody, Teofimo Lopez, he is the real deal. He's been the real deal. Regardless of how they changed up on everybody, regardless of the way they act. And I expect that, man. It's humanistic nature. You feel me? Like, I'm not sweating a way a boxer's acting unless they're acting a certain way towards media for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's like that inferiority, disrespect. I don't care. Teofimo Lopez moved up to 140. He's been trying to figure out when was the right time, because he was having a hard weight cut. And it took a loss to say, it's time, Pops, to go up to 140. Let's check that out. Now, the crazy part about all this is that we heard speculation that Teofimo Lopez was going to be up there with Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? That fell out. Josh Taylor is no longer the undisputed junior welterweight champion. So he's released a couple of trinkets, right? So now you have Teofimo Lopez being in the queue with everybody else. So he's facing Pedro Campo, which is 34-1-1, and let's see how it works out for him. But I will tell you this: I do believe Teofimo Lopez, without a doubt, is going to be world champion at 140. I still put him at 140, top 5. I put Teofimo Lopez top 5, 140, period. I put Teofimo top 5 right now. I believe if he was to step in there with Josh Taylor, he'll beat Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of names that I don't know how he would fare, win or lose. If it's the top names, like Regis Prograis would be a tough fight because he's a seasoned junior welterweight. Regis is a seasoned, you know, he got good size for 140. That'll be a good fight. You know, you have Cepeda stepping in the ring, of course. That'll be a good fight. A lot of speculation that would be it. You got Jack Catterall. You have several names up there that Teo, in my opinion, would be very competitive with. So keep your eye out for him, man. You know, I still support Teo. You know, even though, like I said before, when he got the belts, man, he was on a whole nother cloud. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like he wasn't the old Teo that I was supporting back in the day, man. And look, like I said before, I cannot sit up here and blame this man for switching up and acting brand new. I can't. I don't have no problem standing myself and minding my business. Teo just took it to a level like, look what I achieved. Can you do it or not? Since I did it, I'm gonna let you know I did it. I'm gonna talk my shit, and that's what it's gonna be. So, you know, they switched up a little bit. If you compare him winning the titles to Devin Haney, totally two different people. Devin Haney's been incognito, low key. He's basically interviewing every now and then, but he's on about his business, man. He know he has a rematch coming up. That's what he's been taking care of. Two different balances going on right there, but both of these guys achieve something special. And I'll definitely stay on the square that when it comes to both of them and their achievement, even though they did unify in the same division, I have to give the nod to Devin Haney for doing it better than Teo, because Devin Haney pretty much collected all the belts with no dispute, and you can't say anything about it. You know what I'm saying? From what I'm hearing, he don't have the franchise belt. I don't know why. Maybe he didn't petition for the franchise belt. We don't know. Look, I haven't heard that Cambozo is the freaking franchise champion. I haven't heard any of that. All we know is Team Haney went in there and took all the straps. That's it. Let me get to the chat right quick. Mr. Pass say, yes, cool. You've interviewed Jahai multiple times before, I believe. Kind of cool to see how he will develop. You will have a catalog of his progress throughout the years on the video. And then that's what it's all about there, Mr. Pass. You know what I'm saying? Catching the young fighters, the lions, the ones that's in the lab, in the cages, you know, building up their toughness, their experience. You know what I'm saying? And then finally they step on the big stage, and what happened? It's time for them to shine. Some shine brighter than others, but what I can say about Jahai, he stepped through the ropes in his professional debut, and he's still undefeated. Not only is he undefeated, the whole point of looking at his styles per fight is never the same. He's a very competitive fighter, man. What I mean by competitive, I know he has a challenger in there. I know he has an opposition. But what I'm saying is he switches it up. He does things in there that other fighters may second guess themselves. He might go in there and throw a 10 punch, 12 punch, 15 punch combination and still get busy. You know what I'm saying? So he's very entertaining. And furthermore, if you look at his resume, right, he doesn't have any losing records on his resume. I know he's only 8-0, but he doesn't have any fighters on his resume with losing records. That means they have more losses than wins. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to my guy, Captain Chaos on deck. What's good? What's good there, Ed? FR2, what's good? Salute to you. Andrew Charles on deck. Salute. But that's where we at with the Teofimo Lopez situation. As anybody know, when I was covering him before he became IBF champion. I was covering him when he was supposed to go to the WBC route. I put that out long time ago that their plans was to go the WBC route. But then I also knew that he aborted mission and they was planning on redirecting traffic to the IBF sanctioning body. And that's where it all went down. It doesn't matter how you start sometime. It's all about how you get to the destination for that point. And he got to the destination. He got to the destination, man. In flying colors. He went out there and fought Masayoshi Nakatani. Then went in and fought Richard Comey. Look, if you look at my Texas freaking coverage, right, you will see a picture. I'm one of the only ones got a picture of him and Richard Comey when I was out there. That's before they fought. That was Richard Comey's fight weekend for the IBF title. I took a picture with Richard Comey and Teofimo Lopez, who would later go on to fight for the IBF title. And I put it out there. No one didn't want to listen. I say Teofimo Lopez is going to fight Richard Comey for the title. And that's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's me being in Texas more than once, okay? More than twice. So I was up there to cover Teofimo Lopez. I was up there even for Errol Spence main card. I was up there for Sergey Kovalev, Alida Alvarez. I've been up there plenty of times, man. Plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? So when Teofimo redirected, went up there and won the IBF, then stepped in there with Vasil Lomachenko, hey, it worked out great for him. I feel he was undisputed. You know what I'm saying? I feel he was undisputed off the strength and the policy set, therefore, by the WBC sanctioning body. They the one implemented a hierarchy in the belt system. They did it. Mauricio Suleiman did it. So for me, just because they're not putting it into writing, right, to say that, oh, it must be agreed upon by all sanctioning bodies. It would. It will be guaranteed. It will. Don't worry about it. Now they can say the 4-belt era, cool. But it's going to come a time when the sanctioning bodies, everybody's going to get together and they're going to say, okay, we can go ahead and insert the franchise belt. Then it's only going to be a select few who is a part of the franchise era of being undisputed. And those individuals are Teofimo Lopez, the first one to do it, George Cambozo, okay, and then Devin Haney, if indeed he petitioned for the franchise belt. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, Showtime Shaw in the building. What's good with the Showtime? Y'all be sure to subscribe to Showtime Shaw News, man. His channel is popping. All for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? He say salute WCS in the chat. Can't wait to see what he looks like Saturday night. Yeah, man. I haven't even touched bases on this fight this weekend. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely has a fight with the more experienced boxer, 34-1-1. And I'm looking for T.O. to go in there and look quite different than he did in his championship defense with George Kambosos. Real talk. So let me go over here and so he had his fight with George Kambosos November 2021. You know what I'm saying? So he's just under a year stepping back into the square. Now, with that said, it's been noted that Teofimo Lopez had some medical issues when he stepped in there with George Kambosos. You know what I'm saying? Do we know exactly the full extent of his medical issues? No. But he said it has something to do with his respiratory system and everything else. And we all know when it comes to having the gas tanks, guess what? The respiratory plays a huge factor in that. So if it was his respiratory, cool. And also he has something wrong with his hand too. He had an operation. So take that in consideration that these fighters, they get injured. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Punchback Skunk, right? Teofimo Lopez was out there on the corner with Tim Witherspoon, Mitch Green, and I thought Iran Barkley pulled up, and you know Tim Witherspoon was just showing him some techniques and everything. Like Tim Witherspoon, man, he in the 60s, he looked damn good for his 60s, and Mitch Green was right there, still standing. You already know Mitch Green, you know the infamous Mike Tyson clash that they had, you know, in and outside the ring. He was there, but it was good to see Teofimo Lopez, you know, taking a little bit from the legends of the sport, man, back then. So let's see how his injuries healed up. Let's see how he looked this weekend. I'm telling you, I still believe he is one of the top 5 at 140 without a single fight. I believe him moving up from 135 to 140 is going to carry over nice because it's going to provide him with more strength. You know what I'm saying? Definitely more size. And Teofimo Lopez is a special fighter, bro. Like real talk, we can't say he's a special fighter. He's going to get it in. You got Gary Antoine Russell down there. You got Subriel Matias. Man, you have a lot of hitters down there. You have a lot of hitters at 140, man. Mr. Pass say, yeah, I like hearing from the youngsters because you never know how important and special that interview could become. You might end up with the interview of a future undisputed champion. Exactly, Mr. Pass. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You have to show the youngins. Look, you have to have the respect first to go in the gym and cover a fighter that's pretty much unknown. You have to go in there with the intent of having the same passion to say, you know what? I'm hearing a lot about this fighter right here. Let me go in there and talk to him. Let me give him some shine. A lot of these fighters, when they see a camera, they don't know how to handle that. The first, a second time. But if you keep coming around, they're going to get more comfortable and they're going to be like, hey, I remember you, man. What's good? And the conversation is going to get much more fluent and they're going to start telling you what's popping with, you know, how they transition into the game of boxing and how their growth is coming, what fights they had. You know, the amateurs want to be heard too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying every amateur is good for you to do an interview. But what I'm saying is, you have to show love to the garden. You have to show love to the garden, man. That's the garden. That's where the seeds are cultivated, bro. You got to show love to the garden of boxing. You know, the amateur ranks. I respect, especially what I do. I respect it more when I see the media in there, you know, rocking out with the amateur guys, like Shaw News being there with the amateurs on his neck of the woods, on his footprint. You know what I'm saying? He turned me on to money when I was over there. You know, like you meet these youngsters, they grow up so fast. You got to think about a lot of these cats are turning professional 17 years old, right? 16, 17 years old, right? And you have to understand some of these youngsters are in the gym 12, 13, 14. So you're saying to yourself, okay, my first interview was with you when you was 13, 14 years old. Then what? 2.5 years go by, 3. All of a sudden, you find out the same fighters turned professional, and now you're like, God damn, time flew by. I'm definitely gonna know it flew by for me. You know what I'm saying? I say 3 more years for me. I'll be like, ow. You know what I'm saying? But for the youngsters, now they 17 years old, and somebody drop you a DM and say, you know, so and so that you've been covering over here, man, he turned professional, man. He's about to make his debut. I was like, damn, and it feels good, man. You know, when you have a genuine desire to rock out with the amateur fighters, when these coaches and trainers tell you, hey, so and so's right there, you know, they're nice. Check out so and so right here, right here. You know, I drove up to Cincinnati, right? By myself. I drove up to Cincinnati for the Golden Gloves. You know, Michael Stafford to tell me, shout out to Michael Stafford, Coach Levi, Christine LaRosa. Shout out to all the fighters over there in Cincinnati. You know, the regular names is over there, man. You know, you got Robert Easter Jr., Rashid Warren. You got Charles Conwell. You got Adrian Broner. Man, you have Jamonte Clark over there. You have from Toledo, what's his name? Albert Bell, too. I mean, it's just, man, it's so many boxers that's coming out of Ohio, period. But I drove up there to an amateur tournament, shot 3 rings of fights that was going on. And it was an absolute joy, man. You know, seeing them Cincinnati fighters, because they came down here to Atlanta for an amateur tournament, Atlanta versus Cincinnati. And I'm not going to lie, we was getting our ass, you know, dusted a little bit. That's why I found out it's tough for somebody like myself to have the mindset I have now to want to compete in the amateurs, because they be robbing some of these cats, man. But yeah, I pulled up to Cincinnati, had a great time, was able to see some of the fighters. I got a different type of respect for them Cincinnati fighters up there. There's a lot of amateurs in the gym that day, man. A lot of amateurs in the gym. You know, it was wild, man. And they was banging out too, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Cartel, Team Cartel up there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. But let's keep it moving. Timothy Stoudemire on deck, man. Salute to you. And once again, appreciate the super chat. You know what I'm saying? I love Black Excellence. I actually like your content too. You will get on good terms. Blue my dog, good people. Look, I can't be mad at Timothy for coming over here saying what he's saying, because he you know, he absolutely wasn't disrespectful what he said. You know what I'm saying? But you know, just like you told me, I have the understanding that you come over here in good faith. That's all I can say. You come in good faith. But on the flip side of you trying to mediate something like that, has absolutely nothing to do with me. I'm the responder. There's no hate involved. I'm the responder. That's all I can tell you, Timothy. I'm the responder. I've been nice. Then they take your kindness for weakness. And not to get off the subject, but I'm just saying, like, I'll talk about that a little later. You know what I'm saying? I gotta show respect to the subscribers that's on deck to stay on topic. But I will get back to it. But yeah, when I went up to Cincinnati, man, them youngins, man, and thanks for the super chat, my brother. Thank you very much for the super chat. When I went up there, it was good times, man. I like going up there. I've been up for several places to amateur tournaments and shot the entire card by myself. No help, none. I shot the entire like 20-some fights. Put it out, edit the pictures, put it out for the youngins, all that shit. Got to meet some names and, you know, of new fighters and all that. Did that shit all on my own. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. SB90, what's good, man? WCS, the hottest channel on YouTube. Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the love. Real talk. Appreciate the love, man. You know, appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. But be tuned. Be tuned for that fight that's coming up this weekend. Be tuned for that. I want to talk next and ask y'all what y'all thought about the Blair Cobbs situation. You know what I'm saying? Maurice Hooker and Blair Cobbs. So originally, when I seen Maurice Hooker, I felt like something wasn't right. I felt that he was a bit smoother. He was fighting very flat-footed, so he was conserving energy. I'm being look, I'm being absolutely respectful when, I thought Maurice Hooker was gonna make a comeback for real. Because I say, man, he's gonna make a comeback. Then he knocked down again. Boom, knocked down again. A part of me saying that, okay, he's gonna be able to return fire on Blair because Blair is fighting different than what we've seen him. He started going into safe mode, and Maurice Hooker was pressuring, walking him down. But it's almost like he was just posing. He couldn't pull the trigger. Round for round, after the knockdowns, I thought Hooker was going to come back and start inserting imposing his dominance on Blair Cobb, and he wasn't able to do it. I felt he was flat-footed. I felt that his volume of activity was very minimal. I felt that him as a former champion, right? I felt that he had the understanding and the education to cut off the ring. Did you hear the instructions Terrence Crawford was giving Maurice Hooker? That's his fam, man. Hooker been over there for the longest of time. He was giving him great instructions, very great instructions. But it might have been something else that was going on with Maurice Hooker, man. Because I just didn't see him able to turn it over. You know what I'm saying? Fire up that other cylinder and push forward and really, put some pressure on Blair Cobbs. Blair Cobbs moving all around the ring. He's not really throwing no punches. Terrence Crawford said, hey, make him run into something. You know what I'm saying? Him or Bomac said that. Make him run into something. Let your hands go. Make him run into something. And Blair was just having a nice, comfortable time in the later rounds, moving and grooving however he chose to. He didn't have nothing to worry about except the headbutt. The headbutt fucked him up. You know what I'm saying? The headbutt, if all this fails and you can't slow your opponent down, either one, they're going to get a groin shot. Two, they're going to get a headbutt. And Blair Cobb's got the headbutt, and he was looking something nasty. And then check this out. Look at the lack of activity from Maurice Hooker, and look at how Blair Cobbs wore that. Look how he wore that fight, man. So imagine if Maurice Hooker would have just took a little bit more, just a little bit more time to turn up on Blair Cobbs. I don't know if he didn't have a full training camp. I can't tell it, but it seems like he just didn't want to gas out. I don't fucking know. He looked good to me in between rounds. He just looked frustrated. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he couldn't dial it in and find out what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? But Blair Cobb, I definitely would like to see Jahad Tucker and Blair Cobb fight. I think Jahad Tucker would go in there and be very competitive with Blair Cobb. And Blair is at a point right now where he say, I'm in the top 10. Yeah, that's just a fight. I don't know if they want to give it to him like that, but he's one of those Roller Romeros, man. Like he didn't have an extensive, he'll late starter really. So I'm looking at it like he put on all the muscle. He looked like his cardio was there. He did show us, some improvement, but some of the things I just feel like Jahad will make him pay for. And then also we already know what the gas pedal is like if Jahad was in there with Blair Cobbs. I really feel the pressure would make Blair Cobb have to think a little bit more. He would have to breathe different, you know what I'm saying? And he would have to come up with a lot more than just running in there wildly and ducking underneath the counter, slipping underneath the counter. I mean, that shit's going to get old. You're going to have to really fight on the inside. You're going to have to do something different. But, hey, man, it's just me putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? I'll ask Jahad about that. I already know what he's going to say. Real talk. I asked him before who he want to fight, and he gave me Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Hey, Blair Cobb name wasn't nowhere on the docket, man. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't nowhere on the docket. But I would like to see But first of all, congratulations to Blair Cobbs. I think he's if they would take him serious, he would have a great position as a commentator, right? I don't know, bro. Like when it comes down to it, I like his Ric Flair impersonation. But he's gonna have to continue to improve some things. He looked okay in his win against Maurice Hooker, only because Maurice Hooker, in my opinion, was less exciting. You know what I'm saying? His performance was okay. So I think it'll allow Blair Cobb to shine a little bit more outside of earning multiple knockdowns. I think he earned like 3 knockdowns early in the fight. So besides that, Blair Cobb has a lot to work on like any fighter. And let's see how it works out for him. Let's see how it works out for him, people. I don't know, SB90. I don't know, bro. Like, check this out. If we talking about Adrian Broner, that latter part of your sentence is most important. Real talk. If he get past Omar. So we have to see not only him getting past Omar, but how did he look? Are we going to see the Adrian Broner of old that you should just put the stank on him? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to see the Adrian Broner come out there and goddamn let his hands just do that? You know what I'm saying? Make it look funky. Is he going to be the one that can brag about, hey, I gave y'all something new. I gave y'all something y'all ain't seen in a while. Or we going to get the AB? Because look, if we get that AB, that's the exciting AB. That AB is really exciting to us, man. We want to see that AB again. You feel me? So the latter half of your sentence, if you get past Omar, is the biggest. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest Q mark of them all right there. Real talk. But that's a good point, man. Real good point. I want to ask y'all about Vergil Ortiz, man. I'm thinking a lot of fans respect Vergil Ortiz. I'm thinking a lot of fans respect him, right? So he went in there and got it done against Michael McKinson. He ended up sticking him to the body and ultimately stopping him, right? I like Vergil Ortiz as a fighter. I like his activity. Once again, when you're talking about welterweights who are campaigning in that division, who's active right now, once again, that's another fighter that's up there with the Jaron Ennis's, Vergil Ortiz, and all them guys at 47. You know, you also have to throw Jahad Tucker in there too, because he's coming up in the ranks. You know what I'm saying? And also, I know Brian Norman had mentioned that he's willing to fight at 140, 147. You can throw him in the ranks once he, returns back to the ring, which I think is very soon. You have a lot of good fighters that's going to make 147 super duper hot. For real, super hot, man. It's going to make it right. I just don't think Vergil Ortiz will take a fight like Jahad Tucker, though. I don't know if he would even take a fight. I don't know, man. I think with him, he probably saying his next fight against a name has to be somebody that's productive or someone that's contributing to his title shot. It has to be somebody with credence to him stepping in the ring and fighting them as far as titles goes, for an interim title or something like that. I just don't think he's going to fight down. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I don't think he's going to fight down, y'all. Seriously. I don't think he's going to do it. I know people are going to ask me, I know he's going to ask me, right? People are going to ask me, why I haven't talked about Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. The reason being is not too much that I have to say about those two. I've seen him fight twice. I pretty much know who's moved on and elevated themselves up the ladder of notoriety in boxing, vice the one who I feel has pretty much tread water in the 160-pound division, and pretty much for a check, he's finding at the backside of his professional career, he wants to step up to 168 with the fighter who has already sanitized that division and taken a step up a second time in a losing effort, but he got it in. He got it in, took the L, and now he's about to step back down for his first defense of his super middleweight crowns. Now, check this out, though. If Gennady Golovkin comes up here and make this competitive, then people might want to see a fourth one. If they have something that we don't think that's possible right now, I don't think it's possible. I don't think he's beating Canelo Alvarez at 168 the first time up. Because for a long time, y'all, Canelo Alvarez had one loss on his record, one single loss. And then Dimitri Bivol put an end to that. I don't see Canelo losing to someone like Gennady Golovkin where, it's not a disadvantage when it comes to weight, muscle, size. You know what I'm saying? It's no disadvantage. He's not at a disadvantage. So he's pretty much acclimated himself to fight much bigger fighters. But with Gennady, he's much older. He knows Gennady from the previous two fights. You have a draw, and then you have Canelo up 1-0. You know what I'm saying? So look at it this way. I just haven't had the energy to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna fully support that fight, man. When they step in the ring, I'm gonna fully support it. I just don't see it, man. I know people gonna start, becoming magnetized damn near the last couple of weeks. They're gonna say, hey, let's check out Canelo and Gennady. It might be good. It might be good. That's what Canelo brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? People want to see if Gennady can come in here and give Canelo Alvarez his third loss. I'm just telling you. Heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder, right? We know he's the former WBC, right? But him coming back, right? His name, and it's just not me saying it, but his name still ranks up there with the top heavyweights. The reason why I'm saying he's up there with the top 3 heavyweights is because his 2 losses are in there with Tyson Fury. And of course, you have to include the Alexander Usyks. You know what I'm saying? The Alexander Usyk. Now, you can say to yourself, Anthony Joshua has 2 losses like Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, which he didn't properly prepare for in a fight camp, and it was a last-minute decision. I say it like this. It really don't matter. Your people chose Andy Ruiz because they thought he was a soft one, and he come out and he spanked you and made you quit. He lost his title, came back, and got him back. Now you have a former cruiserweight undisputed champion, Alexander Usyk, moved up to heavyweight, fought Chase Witherspoon, Jared Chisora, goes in there and lifts the titles from Anthony Joshua, right? 2 different fighters. The one crazy part about it, that those 2 fighters that Anthony Joshua lost to, you can't say they was top 2 heavyweights in the game. You can't say that shit. So now look at the Deontay Wilder, him losing strictly to Tyson Fury twice. Why wouldn't you have him top 2, top 3? Even with 2 losses to Tyson Fury, who they consider who is the number 1 heavyweight champion out there. You know what I'm saying? They feel he's the number 1 heavyweight out there in the ranking system. It's kind of fuzzy to the non-hardcore fans, but guess what? It ain't nothing but boxing talk. You don't have to believe it. I'm just telling you, bro. What's going on, Papa Lot? What's good? WCS in the kitchen? Yeah, for sure, man. Jay Ocho on deck. Salute to you, Jay. It'll go 12. Canelo will win 8-4. Okay, we have predictions. Shout out to Trick. What's good, brother? So, SB90 saying it'll go 12 with Canelo. I can't sit up here and say it won't. I don't know, man. I just know Triple G is one of the people, if I ever get into the business of rocking chairs, right? He's gonna be my first client. I'm saying, hey, Gennady, let me chop it up right quick. I just started my business, custom rocking chairs, man. I want to get you one. It's about that time. I'm telling you, I'm going to be there right when he step out the ring with Canelo. I'm going to say, bro, let me hook you up, man. I fit it for size, everything. It'll be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That shit can rock, even though you're not pushing it. It's about that time for you to, you know, call it. But I don't think Gennady is going to retire anytime soon, to be honest, bro. No doubt, Trick. We good. How about yourself, bro? But back to Deontay Wilder, though. I'm curious to know who he's going to come back and fight. He's in Vegas right now. And, you know, shout out to the champ, man. You know what I'm saying? With everything that's going on with this back and forth hoopla, I probably won't be able to cover him no more. But, you know, I want to tell the champ, right? You know, it appreciate allowing me to cover you, especially when you was reigning, defending champion for that many years. It was a great time and everything. No qualms, man. You know what I'm saying? At all, man. Shout out to the Bronze Bomber. I seen him do a lot of shit people criticize him for who never was there in person. His interviews, talking to the fans, and all this shit. I salute you. I got mad respect for Deontay Wilder. I just know the situation that's been going on. You know, people gonna come out here and start running their mouth and say, look what he said. Look what he said. I can't make this shit up, dog. I can't make this shit. Look what he said. Look, you should never let him in again. He disrespected me. Nah, not at all, man. Not at all. I just stand for mine. Real talk. I just stand for mine. I know Terrence Crawford came out with you know, statement. He was speaking on how he actually knows. He said, I actually know I'm number one pound for pound. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, I absolutely agree with Terrence Crawford. I always say he's the pound for pound number one best fighter in the sport. You know what I'm saying? And at this point in time, I think the reality is that people don't want to give him his just due for what he was able to accomplish. You know, I think the way he get it done, the way he put the recipe and the spices and sauces together, I think he does it so easy when he goes in there and put and make it play out in front of his fans, in front of his opponent's fans. You know, when you have 6 stoppages, no matter if they TKO or KOs, when you make it look easy, even though they will sit up here and say, hey, I'm a rebel to point that so-and-so, I like how so-and-so got off the canvas and kept fighting, went to the canvas and got up, kept fighting, right? But for Crawford, it doesn't work that way. When you piss him off, you know, it's crazy. Like when you piss him off, he's already in there fighting. But it seems like when you bring the mad dog out of him, things go bad, even worse. And he's proven that if you really want to get dirty, grind, you really want to, you know, make it physical, he's all about it. I think that's where it comes into play, where people look at him and say, oh, you've been hurt before. But they appraise other fighters, right, who've been hurt and they rebounded and fought on. But something happens with Terrence Crawford, right? I don't know what it is. I can't really put my finger on it. You know, the fights that they will highlight in his career, in a 3-weight champion, right? The fights they will highlight is the same retreaded fights over and over again. I'm trying to tell y'all that I'm still trying to find a medication to remedy that. Real talk. I'm trying to find a medication for that. Because I just think it's like inflamed anxiety. You know what I'm saying? A lot of impulsiveness, selective amnesia, which God blessed us with. God blessed us with selective amnesia. If people would stop thinking about Gamboa, you know what I'm saying? A gold medalist, right? If people would stop thinking about Igor Kavalaskis, then they would sit up here and appreciate what the man has been able to accomplish. But Listen, I look at it like this. He's the pound for pound number one, a clean pound for pound number one, hands down, period. And then if you look at how he picked up his titles, you know what I'm saying, for Undisputed 140, how he did it, you should appreciate him for how he got it done. You can't just sit up here and say, oh, Julius Ndongo, he wasn't nobody. Yeah, he was somebody. Julius Ndongo was somebody, man. Julius Ndongo was somebody. But once again, me being who I am, I know what they're going to say. I've heard it. You know what they're going to say? Well, what Terrence Crawford did wasn't so special. Now I said, why is that? Oh, let me guess. You're going to say he stopped Julius Ndongo in 3 rounds, right? But yet Regis stopped Ndongo in 2 rounds, right? Dog, you I try to tell you, dog, they always find a deterrent, dog. Distracted. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, he did do that, but so-and-so did it. You know, with Amir Khan, they say, yeah, he went in there. Oh, fuck that. Who was Amir Khan? But yet people sit up here and say, Danny Garcia knocked out Amir Khan. But Amir Khan had already been knocked out. Juan Manuel Marquez knocked out Pacquiao, but he had already been knocked out early in his career. So why not give credit to Crawford for stopping the man? He stopped Amir Khan, period. Amir Khan was looking for a way out, bro. That ass whooping was very, very toxic, dog. I was there. I'm looking through the lens. I say, damn, this is not gonna last, unfortunately, man. It's not gonna last. And sure enough, Amir Khan, he didn't really want to turn back and face Crawford. But in the end, look, the respect was there. Team Crawford or B&B, they end up training Amir Khan for Kell Brook fight, man. They stepped back in the ring. So you can't say Amir Khan was over the hill when he fought Crawford. You can't say Kell Brook, like they try to say, is over the hill when he fought Crawford. You can't say any of that because Kell Brook looked really good in there with Amir Khan. Even though it was at a higher weight, it don't freaking matter, bro. That's another thing with Crawford. You know, with people, some hardcore fans will say he pound for pound, but then they'll try to basically pour gasoline on his resume. All because he made it look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? They'll look at Jose Benavidez, right? And they'll say, well, Crawford, when he fought him, Jose was undefeated. But yet, if you look at the fight at 154 to Danny Garcia, you know what I'm saying? They say, look how he was outperformed. Danny Garcia made him look bad. Not really. He just, much more active fighter. So they'll try to blend that in with Crawford's performance with Jose Benavidez, along with him being shot. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much going on where people deny that Terrence Crawford is that man, especially when it comes to linking his name up with a fantasy fight. And look, speaking of this fantasy fight, it has absolutely destroyed certain people's households, man. The fantasy fight of all fantasy fights, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr., man. It has absolutely mangled. It has mangled, shredded, debilitated people's mental psyche when it comes to speaking about the sport of boxing in the YTC. The reason being is we take popularity versus less popularity. We take someone who is absolutely pound for pound number one and the popular guy who they want to insert as the pound for pound number one, which is no way, shape, or form logical to even consider what he's been able to accomplish and who he has been able to accomplish that with, to say that Errol Spence is up at the hierarchy in the idolatry of boxing to say he's above Crawford. It's no way. It's no way. It's no way. It's a reason why they invited the man to the Hall of Fame. to have his hand casket. It's a reason, people. It's a reason, man. Trick say, if you can't beat them, join them. For sure, man. It's a reason. It's absolutely mangled individuals' focus on what they should be talking about in the YTC is when it comes to content. Seriously. Real talk. That's what it's done. This topic has been beat up. It has been lied on. It is being betrayed. It has been abused. These two names right here have been absolutely abused repeatedly over and over and over again. So much to the point where it takes people to create falsicities on these two individuals just to gain some type of glory. You know what I'm saying? To feel good about their deception and their lies internally. The fight was supposed to be in September. The fight was supposed to be signed. It was supposed to be announced July 4th. None of this shit even happened. Crawford Spence. You know what I'm saying? Truth, lies, and fairy tales. That fight right here, truth, lies, and fairy tales. They've been asked almost by everybody. Do you think this fight is going to happen? What's the status of it? You know, kind of give us some fine details. We just want to know, help us out. You know, help us out. And look, I'm respectful and give a salute, right, to the ones who tune into this channel and they understand whoever I'm supporting heavy. They understand I support them. That's just the way it is. Like, I can't expect everybody to agree with Scotty, because I got to say Scotty because that's what they calling me by my first name. You know what I'm saying? Look, it can't be WCS, man. It can't be my brand. It has to be Scotty. So look, I'm going to speak in third person for Scotty, right? For Scotty. I'm not right about everything. You know what I'm saying? I do my research just like the next person. That's what I try to do. So I appreciate the ones who rock with the channel and understand that I'm not here for the monetary gain. I'm not here for deceiving my listeners, because at the end of the day, I don't care if it's 15 or 20 people in the chat. I'm familiar with all those people that's in my chat, man. I'm familiar with all of them. I kind of got to understand who they like and don't like. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have familiarity with a small group of people, even in your own lives, man. I feel very comfortable with that. And even in your own lives, it's good to have familiarity with a small group of people that you understand who they are, who you can trust and who you can't. You know, that's what it's all about. Now, it's certain things I'm not going to talk on, like, peep this, right? Hopefully the grown ass man that was in my DMs telling me to turn on my camera. I'm here. I turned on my camera. I don't know what the fuck you wanted me to do. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I don't know what else you want. So to address what Timothy said earlier, right? I hear these black men, me being from the South, right, with freckles and shit, probably got some shit in my bloodline of people I never met. They might be white. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. My last name white. But let me help you understand something about me. I really don't require anybody to explain or instruct to me about blackness, right? Because I'm pretty black. I've been knowing that since day numero uno. But this is what I would say. If I'm black and I understand what I've experienced in life from my people, I experience in life from my own people, what is good and bad. So let's just take how we communicate with one another. Black people in general, my people, we can be our own worst. You know what I'm saying? We can be our own worst. We can sit up here and we can have another black man do for you, show you mad respect and love. And then according to how that person want to, get involved with another group of people that they feel they may be a bit more influential to. Because listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I give everybody the same respect. You know, if you taught me something to educate me, I say, damn, you educated me, I'm good. But some cats don't want to be around an alpha. They don't want to be around a strong man, period. It don't have to, you can be black or whatever. But for my people, right? Sometimes you have people that say, hey man, from one black man to another, y'all need to work this out and this, that, and the other. My people, I have grown up in my 50s, right? And I've seen my people become very destructive against one another. I've seen my people sit up here and plot, plan, and scheme and think just because you're black, right? You deserve the most severe punishment I can give you. I've seen my people separate respect when it comes down to wealth. We have a bad habit of flaunting shit that God blessed us, right? And we're able to drive around. We're able to live this way. We're able to purchase certain clothes. We're able to travel certain places. We're able to have a bit more benefits than the next, right? As my people, as a black man, I do understand this too. It's not like I have an option whether I choose to see something that's someone's trying to call ill will on me maliciously. It's not like I'm supposed to just sit there and say, you know what? Let me just let it go. Let me just keep on letting them try this shit and let them keep trying me and trying me and trying me and trying me. You know what I'm saying? And it always come down to the look on this YTC shit. You will always hear black this, black that, but yet most of the black channels who are clicked up try to sit up here and browbeat the smaller channels. Being that you have a smaller channel don't make you a smaller person, shawty. You feel me? That's what we need to understand. This channel shit is AI, artificial intelligence, man. It doesn't go on your taxes. That's the way I think. This channel shit don't go on your taxes. When I say the channel shit doesn't go on your taxes, they don't take the amount of subscribers you got and then factor that into your taxes. Now, of course, mathematically, when you talk about CFO positions and someone who's your financial advisor, if you do make money on YouTube and they take the 30 off the top and then you get taxed off the bottom half, that does go on your taxes. You know what I'm saying? That goes on your taxes. But my people, when you come in my inbox and you're harassing me, right? These are my people. They've been told by another black voice to harass another black man. Do what you need to do. Harass, harass, harass. Then you have people in the background and you thought they was cool, right? And you say to yourself, damn, it's always somebody want to tell so they get you on the phone. Hey, this, and this, blah, blah, blah. I said, for what? Why this person is doing this to me? I showed them number love. Why they clicking up? So I didn't ask whys too much, actively. I just say, you know what? That's just the way YTC is. You have a lot of channels that click up against people who they assume who are weak individuals because they don't see you hanging with a lot of people or nothing like that. They say he weak. You know what I'm saying? He ain't shit. We large in numbers. You know what I'm saying? We large in numbers, man. But just because, hold on for a second. Hold up. Hold up for a second. Okay. So basically, just because you don't see how I move or whatever, I understand why some people come in and they're trying to say, okay, let's try to change this up because it got ugly quick. It should get ugly, you know, because this is the way I think about people, right? In general, before I think about getting real serious with somebody, right? I think about their family. I think about where they at in life. I think about what they have going on. And also I put them in a position where, what age are they? Because you have some very young people who are mature all the way up, right? But when you get to where I'm at, they expect you to be mature already. They expect you to make those conscious decisions on who you going to disrupt their lives. You know what I'm saying? Who are you going to insult? Who are you going to become belligerent with? Now, I don't consider belligerency a debate. I don't consider that. If it's a sound debate, cool. But when people start name calling everything, that's when it becomes belligerent. You know, they become out of pocket. They lose their wits and everything, frustrated. And then it spirals downhill from there. But Timothy, my brother, like I said before, respect to you. This is where it becomes a problem for me, right? When I sat up here and served, and nobody on this was with me in boot camp, coming out the city at 17, taking the shit I had to deal with, the racism, the punishment, the abuse, and all this shit, learning how to damn do shit my pops never taught me. So I was putting in that hard ass work, right? Deploying away from my family, military, breaking up my family, you know what I'm saying? Raising my kids, going on deployments, and all that shit. No one of these people on here was around, but yet they feel like they can talk about the military shit I did because they feel it's easy access for them to say, well, let me talk about something that means a little bit more than him. Let's talk about the military. And they'll say some shit like, he's just living off a pension. They ain't making no motherfucking money. And then they want to turn around and they always want to quantify certain things you might be attached to. They'll sit up here and quantify it. And when I say quantify, I did hear you, Money Brown. Money Brown said some shit to my Big Blunts and Boxing was hanging out in my little chat. See, I don't get upset with that. I digest that shit because I've heard it so many times. Little. They'll say little. My channel is not based off the quantity of people. I'm the host. Whoever chooses to go by and check out the content, they can do that. But just to say, all these cats was out here, right? That I never said no fucked up shit to. Oh, man, you ain't got shit over there anyway. Oh, your channel, you need to grow your channel. And I'm saying to myself, damn, I did 20 years. I do get a military pension, right? And so, and I do have a other way of living, right? But what does that have to do with talking about boxing? If my growth of my channel doesn't affect you all, then why are you so mad? As a black man, I didn't have to be taught to mind my fucking business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't have to be taught. These niggas want me to cut on the camera, and do what? So you can screen record me saying some shit? Go right ahead, dog. At the end of the day, and when morning comes, it's nothing you did to stop me from living the way I'm living. I'm still taking care of family. I'm still doing what I got to do. But when y'all consider my channel small, right? It only further proves to me that you will quantify my channel as being very minimal, but yet you're still miserable because you're trying to fuck with me the way you are, and you saying my channel is nothing. You got more subscribers, you got more people tuned in. Guess what? You should be happy, dog. But you got channels like Shaw News. Y'all pissed off. Look, he's up here changing people's mindset to go out and do things they never did in this motherfucking community before. It's hilarious, man. I try to tell y'all how UGK was rocking out and what he had going on behind the scenes and everything, right? They didn't want to believe me. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to, they just looked at him for whatever. I remember I used to be in his position. You know what I'm saying? I see Captain Chaos in here. Hey, he may not have a channel that's popping, but he know a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He know a lot about boxing. He's around a lot of people over there in the community with boxing. on his side. This is the crazy part about it, right? This is the weirdest part about it. These dudes can click up together, right? And they'll sit up here and pick and choose their target. And they'll talk shit and they'll try to make them look stupid. And then you have the grown people in the chat. They typing this shit, pressing enter, boom, boom, boom. It's all good. They have no problem until somebody like myself come for your ass. Then it ain't fun no more. Now y'all want to group up. People want to issue threats. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it ain't fun no more. We didn't do nothing to him. Yes, you have. You've been bullying people. You've been trying to bully people. You've been on this YouTube shit, making it absolute opposite of boxing. And listeners, hear me out on this. Take this and catalog it and keep it there. When my people, they always talk about, oh man, make right with your brother. Make right with your brother. Be peaceful. That's what we are, good brother. You know, put the fist in the air and shit, right? What happened when that same black man, when you're trying to be easygoing and they say it's soft? You say it's soft. When you hear unapologetic black man saying, yeah, I fucked up. So what? So what? Who cares? I fucked up. Who cares? That's not the way it is. Not with me. I have to sit up here and apologize if I truly fucked up and I said something that wasn't right. I have to say, okay, cool. But you don't say, so what? That lets everybody know why black people kill each other. That lets us know. Because instead of us being the one that we can humble ourselves and say, oh, you know, I'm not bowing down. I'm good. I know who I am. But to make things right, I say, hey, man, I'm all about forgetting this shit, moving forward. I apologize or whatever. People don't want to do that. You know, the one thing I have no respect for is when I know as a grown man is capable of speaking for himself, and he's obviously have employment in life. He has a family. He have loved ones. When he pick and choose other motherfuckers to go out and interrupt somebody else's life. Now, I'm not talking about the bosses, because there's some dudes in life that has been in a position where that's how they go through it. You know what I'm saying? They instruct, they delegate. They're in charge, they're bosses, whatever you want to call it. They're the leaders, whatever. I'm talking strictly this YTC, this little cage where you have grown ass people who can sit there and communicate, but yet they want to say, well, I want you and you and you and you. Go over there, do my dirty work. Go tell them this, go tell them that. How the fuck you thought you was going to have me come to your channel for a link? Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. I'm not the sheep in the group. I don't respect people who delegate other naive, stupid, feeble-minded individuals that go over here to people's channel and in their social media and say, you duck the smoke. You ain't shit. You know, just talking to you like you don't be nothing in society, right? I was saying to myself, man, these motherfuckers are really working for free. They're giving super chats and they're working for free. You can't respect that. You can't respect that. I look, it's people that I did for pro bono. You know who you are. I covered you. I covered you, man. I hear people coming, dropping shit, telling you, saying all this shit about me. I said, damn, me and you, we never even had a problem. We have people plotting and scheming, my people. Once again, we love to plot and scheme and give our best work against another black person. Hey, it may not be too many people out there that are speaking, but I'm from the South. I don't need any permission for that. We plot and scheme to do our best work against another black person, bro. Tearing down someone else's channel is not going to make you any happier. You know what I'm saying? So what? You tear down somebody else's channel. What is that going to do? You feel good? Because guess what? It's people like Big Blunts and Boxing that can do a video that don't have a big channel and his video makes sense. It's channels like Shaw News who's out here doing who having prominent roles out here behind the scenes, a part of the growth of a team in boxing, signed to the flagship of promotions, Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? And they're out here making shit move and groove, but yet the cats on YouTube, they don't even want to show him no respect because his channel's not big enough. But look, I'm pulling up the NYC, right? And this dude plugs me in to get a suite up top where the air is different. I rolled up there with my son. This dude plugs me in. Maybe what? Three or four blow pops watching in the chat, 3 or 4, 5, right? But yet he's able to have access to get in to pressers. He's actually able to have access. The reason why I'm mentioning him is because, y'all was up there bullying him. But yet y'all don't expect anybody to stand up and talk shit back. That's why people are all in disarray right now. They trying to band together. They trying to say, you know what? What can we do? What can we do to fuck with Scotty? Because that's what they want to use. They want to call me my surname. I've been called that as a baby dog. What can we do? They look, if one person like Showtime influence you not to fuck with me, then you're a weak ass individual, man. Like y'all start clicking together and say, oh, he fuck with that nigga right there. He fuck with him. He fuck with him. Man, we ain't messing with him, man. We ain't messing with him. If you that weak-minded for somebody who didn't do shit to you, I can't fuck with you either. I can't, bro. Look, I'm gonna be honest, because that's what I got to do. That's what I always been. Me and Blue will never be cool. Because he has an ego problem. We'll never be cool. You can screen record this shit all you want. We'll never be cool. I don't want to make amends with him. Nothing. He stay on his side. He stay on this side. I don't have nothing to say to him. Because he understands what it is to enforce actions. The actions that may harm somebody else or interrupt their lives or something like that. He feels good. Getting all, melting in the presence of those who believe he's some type of celebrity. If you compare Ellie with ES News and you compare Cheyenne, it's no fucking comparisons. Cheyenne disappears. Ellie still stays here at a whole nother tier. If you put TBV up here, and you put Cheyenne, he disappears off the screen. You know what I'm saying? And TBV is still up here, floating to the top. If you take Champ side and you put Blue Blood Sports up here, he disappears. Champ side is up here. He's in the fights. It's just too many up there. Y'all, look, most of the majority of y'all casters hit me in the DM. Y'all ain't all about no peace. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sit up here, y'all done dog this, that, the other. Y'all trying to plot behind me. Look, how can you be mad at me, right? How can y'all be mad at me when all the time I was supporting Michael Williams Jr., right? I'm supporting. When I first came on, it wasn't no lovey-dovey shit. I had to come in there and work like everybody else, right? I'm getting my shit together. All the times we done went, boom, 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 boom. All the damn cracks and crevices, all the damn fights, all the hours put in, all the miles traveled. Him putting me on the Roy Jones Jr., having the opportunity to see what a legend's like, training fighters. All these people that I end up meeting from traveling with Team Williams. All the dinners and shit we done laughed and joked about, and all the shit we done did. That's family, bro. That's the way a team's supposed to roll. All that time, they wasn't too vested. I had people make comments here and there, try to come through mean to get to them. I say, talk to his pops, because I can tell you he's never on some bullshit. Talk to his pops about, if you want this fighter to fight Buck 50, talk to his pops about it. They didn't want to do that. They say, hey, WCS, what's up? What's up with your boy? What boy? 150. I say, talk to his pops about it. They don't want to talk to him because they know that's a whole different type of furnace that burns different. They didn't want to. All that time I was rocking and traveling and this and that and the other, even in MSG, niggas over here plotting on another black man. Peep this out. Peep this out, dog. Because they're going to say I'm getting emotion. They're going to screen record me and shit, right? When he was fighting John Bowser, right? I had these same YouTube niggas, right? Plotting against Buck 50, who's a good dude. Black fighter, dog. Young in the game. His mom, dad did everything to raise him up right. Respectful. Going out here in the boxing game, 20-1. The night he went in there, 19-0 and fought John Bowser, you have these individuals that knew what was going on. I said, let's promote the fight, right? Because Top Rank is not going to promote it as much as it should be, right? They choose to turn around and do what they did. All right, cool. And then I hear other voices wishing bad on the phone. Ha ha ha. He got stopped. Ha ha ha. Laughing and shit. Ha ha ha. Just because it was me. And they know. Team Williams, they know World Combat Sports. They know. They know. They was up here laughing on the phone on live. Oh, he got knocked out. Check this out though. But they won't talk about behind the scenes. Let's talk about behind the scenes. How Buck 50 dropped down a whole weight class to fight the man, right? And it wasn't like a full fight camp, but he dropped down to step up and fight Bowser. Shout out to Bowser first and foremost. They got it done. He's putting up so many clips on a fighter that people say that was a bum and he wasn't shit, right? He's using clip after clip of his performance against Michael Williams Jr. Back to the fight. The man got up multiple times from being knocked down. Drained, weighed in at 138, weak. Just a lack of knowledge from the team on a higher level to do certain things that could have prepared him to rehydrate properly. No excuses. Buck 50 lost that night, but he didn't quit. Once again, he lost that night and he didn't quit. 4 rounds with another undefeated fighter feeling the way he was feeling, and he still didn't quit. They stopped it. Now, on YouTube, these motherfuckers joking, laughing. He's a bum. He's this, that, and the other. I never forgot it. I know exactly everyone who was talking shit about that kid. They wasn't boosting him up. Let's get behind Michael Williams Jr. He'll be back. Yeah, he'll be back. No, this black man shit, it's toxic sometimes, especially on the YouTube shit. Because you got a lot of people that has families and they go to work every day and they want to be somebody that's respected. You know what I'm saying? They want people to come to them and say, I need some advice from you. But on YouTube, they're up here acting like a tyrant. They're acting like a juvenile that's been in and out of the system. They talking about they hardcore boxing fans, but yet all they do is shit on other black fighters. That's their popularity contest. They're shit on other black fighters, right? They was dogging my man out, Buck 50. But you know what I know? I know all the times that we was traveling and we was freaking, going through, I was learning shit about boxing, going to the fights, learning how this worked, learning how that worked. The whole North Carolina boxing scene before it got shut down, I was able to experience that shit, traveling with the team. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to travel with the team and come out your pocket and support them, because ultimately you're supporting who? The fighter. You're supporting the motherfucking fighter. You're going out there. Oh, well, hey, I'm going to tell you like this, man. If I get you a ticket to the fight, I need for you to do a video. I need for you to, make it all saucy. I need for you to make it all saucy now. I want you to say my brand over and over again. I love WCS. I love him. Yes, indeed. He allowed me to get a ticket to the fight. And it's nowhere close to the nosebleeds. And also, he gave me 50 cents so I can get a Slurpee. I mean, I don't need all that. But I never forget, y'all dogged my man out. Y'all used to talk shit about my team. It's all good. It's all good. Moving forward, I've been through the Deontay Wilder heavyweight wars on this debate shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been through the Teofimo Lopez. I've been through the Terrence Crawfords. I've been through several, right? But this is my point right here. What's going on earlier when I turned off a little bit. Jahad Tucker, right? I'm using my money, right? I'm supporting. This is how motherfuckers lie. Just like Cheyenne lied and talked about that shit with Derrick James. If I came up there and I set up an interview with Derrick James, tell Derrick James to get on live and say I did it. Go ahead. And then I get my people up here and say he lying. Because I know what I was up there for. But check this out. I go up and genuinely cover a fighter, right? God bless me to be able to travel and do what I got to do. I'm genuinely going to support another black fighter, man. His team is black. I'm supporting another black fighter that's coming up through the ranks. He hasn't even turned professional yet. Man, they turned me on to the fighter. I learned more about him, interviewed him. Damn good fighter, rising up through the ranks, right? I'm down here in the A. Now, anybody down here in the A will tell you, I try my damnness to cover fighters in the A. They can sit up here and talk as much shit as they want. Find somebody else down here that has covered these fighters before they turn professional or when they just turn professional. They might not want a brag on me. But y'all fighters in the A, I'm telling the truth. Man, I just pop up, I do this. I got to give a shout out to damn Hot Rod, man. Hot Rod turned me on to the damn Albert Bell sparring. Hot Rod turned me on to the Terrence Crawford and the Brian Norman Jr. sparring. He did. Me and him isn't like that. Like we got each other number. But he turned me on to some shit, linked me up, communicated. I was there at the fight when he fought. On the Showtime card, I was there covering him. I covered several fighters, several dozen fighters in my own backyard. They can't say I didn't. So why all of a sudden I'm covering Jahad Tucker, and when DeAndre Smith comes up out of my backyard, now I haven't heard anything from nobody. Now we got some damn good boxers down here in the A, right? I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the ones, the coaches. I didn't hear anything from nobody, right? I really don't even know the cat, but just because I've been rocking out with Shaw News, we've been doing all things, and Jahad Tucker, Team Jahad's coach, music, all of them, right? Now I'm hearing this chatter. Why I'm over there covering that person when I have fighters in my own backyard? And I'm saying to myself, then why you don't remember when I was out there showing up to the fights all over this grid? I don't have shit to prove to nobody down here. I showed up, I click my motherfucking stills, go home and put it out, and won't even get a thank you some of the time. I mean, what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? Now, all of a sudden, you're trying to turn fighters and make it seem like WCS I'm not covering fighters all because Jahad is a big deal. Jahad's a big deal. Now you got people plotting and scheming, trying to act like you causing riffraff just the same way they did through Team Williams, right? But you ain't gonna be able to do that with them. They're on a whole nother wavelength. They fighting on Top Rank multiple times. So they trying to act like we're gonna cause a riffraff through WCS to get to Team Jahad. I don't have anything to do with the team. Just like when it comes to Michael Williams, I don't freaking make no calls to plan no fights. I'm not a manager. I'm not an advisor. None of that. I'm fucking media. You know what I'm saying? I try to get the coverage and do what I do. But all of a sudden, a fighter comes out to A, and I'm hearing all this shit like, well, he should be covering DeAndre Smith. If I knew who he was, I would have went over to the gym and covered him. What is this about? You want to make it a me against my city type of deal for the wrong reason? Check my catalog and you'll see I have some names out there. Plenty. They may not tell you, but there's plenty of names I got out here. They're still climbing the ladder, bro. But all of a sudden, Jahad Tucker's over there, and y'all gonna try to put me in the middle of it, just like you attempted to do with Michael Williams. You can't do that. I'm media. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. I just didn't. I know some people were spreading a bullshit ass rumor talking about I'm dick riding Jahad Tucker. And I'm saying, so now you got my people, once again, my people, using that famous word they love, dick riding, right? When they're not even looking at the history. Like, how can it be dick riding if I already interviewed the man and was supporting him before he even split the ropes in his debut? I heard he was on his way to the professional ranks. Solid team, solid group of individuals, genuine, man. You know what I'm saying? Me and Shaw News, I'm not the only media person outside of himself that covers his team. He has multiple media entities that come and cover Jahad Tucker, right? So it's not just me. But on the YouTube shit, they might just see me. And then when they see me, right, they want to come up with all this shit. Oh, he ain't covering the fighters in his hometown. I can't cover everybody. I can't cover everybody. But I can tell you this. I got footage way back when of many fighters. Way back when, years ago. You can't take that out. You can't deny that. I put in work in my city. I put in work, bro. I put in work without being told. I put in work. So when y'all hear these crybabies going around here trying to stab me in the back, you know what I'm saying? You know, when I told Blue, right, to step his game up, because the ultimate moment that he had next to the champ, if you saying you was working smarter, not harder, and you was walking around with mobile phones, guess what you should have knew how to do? You should have knew how to operate a mobile phone at that point in time. All you got to do is click that motherfucker on. Goddamn, you access your shit via fingerprint or passcode, put that shit in, right? And then you hit camera and you fucking record. Why your shit looking like you in a motherfucking goddamn coal mine or something? That is the champ. You should be on the ready. Period. So you're gonna hear me say step your game up, and you come out here with all that camera equipment. But let's not get off topic too quick. I get back to it. Don't believe what you hear about me and my city, because they know I put in work more than any other media person that's down here on these boxes that people don't know like that. I put in work. I interview. I put in work, took pictures, put them out there, editing, all that shit. I did. That shouldn't be a wash, because now we're waiting for Michael Williams Jr. to come back, right? He should have a fight coming up. He's in between time, still family, still team. I've been moving on like I did. Teofimo Lopez, I cover him heavy. I'm one of the only ones that have media coverage of him and his previous wife or whatever. It might still be his wife, whatever. Before they was married in NYC in the street, I got those pictures. Not only that, my boy Lee told me to come over there to Texas. I got you. Drove up to Texas. cover Teofimo Lopez on the fight week when he fought Diego Magdaleno. I did not go up there for no Errol Spence Jr. And this is how fucked up, Blue. Listen to me, bro. This is why I don't want to fuck with you anymore. You rather create a narrative and remediate the same behavior that's causing people to blacklist you from getting into fights, right? This is a top rank affair. People, listen to me. They wanted me to cut the camera on. I'm here. I'm on the camera, right? This is why I tell you, don't ever get too close and comfortable with a habitual liar. It's a top rank fight card. How did I know Derrick James and Errol Spence was going to be at the top ranked fight card? And I showed up to cover Teofimo Lopez. How? Ask him that. How me? Only me, right? How am I going to drive to Texas for a top rank event? And Derrick James and Errol Spence is there. How does that fucking work? I didn't know they was going to be there. So he's telling people I scheduled an interview with them too, and they turned me down. First of all, I saw them on fight night and the card is already going. So therefore, when I came up to him, I just recognized him as being Spence trainer. And I walked over to him and I said, I was in the process of saying, hey, Derrick, like, what's up, Derrick? How you doing? I was being courteous. And I guess he had knew me from somebody else. It might have been allegedly Correa. You know, at that time we was chit-chattering back and forth on Facebook. It might have been, you know, them feeling some type of way about, you know, somebody I might have been associated with. I don't know. But I never met the man a day in my life. He did not turn me down for an interview. I never had no interview scheduled. I was there and I was rocking out with Lee and I was rocking out with Team Lopez. If you look at my footage, I did a live, which I showed going back to the locker room. I posted the pics. You know who else was back there in the locker room? Ask Cheyenne, has he been back in the locker room with the fighters at this caliber, right? Teofimo Lopez, Richard Comey, and freaking Oscar Valdez, Eddie Reynoso, Andre Rozier. You know what I'm saying? All back in the locker room. And I'm snapping, boom, 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 boom. And I came up there to have an interview with Errol Spence. How? I'm over there with Team Lopez. The only reason I actually had an encounter with Derrick was because I was walking towards the entrance to go cover and walk to the ring with Teofimo Lopez, bro. And if you look at the film, I was walking behind the team all the way out to the fucking ring. By the ring, you see on your left-hand side, Terrence Crawford was there talking to somebody, kept on walking, didn't overdo shit, chilling, boom, fighters announced, I go back. Got a chance to meet David McWater, chop it up with him, shout out to David McWater, had brunch with him twice. I mean, shout out to Lee, man. I'm not going to give his full name because you got haters. And he already know who I am anyway, so you can't really hate on me and tell him some shit. He already know. But no, I'm just saying, people, that's how people sit up here and just try to tell one-sided bullshit ass stories, bro. He's going to try to tell people that I was denied when I went up there to cover Teofimo Lopez. I gave you all the footage and he's still telling people I lied. I'm not a Terrence Crawford fan because I had an interview set up. No. You the one that had to get back in the good graces of saying Bronze Bomber was taking step-aside money. You the one has sit up here and put false-ass narratives out and people held you accountable. Why Charlo was so mad at you, bro? Charlo ain't never said shit like that for WCS. He ain't never told me some shit like that. So you must have been out here saying some stuff that got back to the camp and they addressed you on it, bro. So y'all don't get mad that I'm supporting Jahad Tucker and he's doing what he's doing. He's making moves, him and his team. That's his team. I'm media. I'm associated with it, but you don't see me up here taking all this glory and saying I'm doing this, that, and the other. That's not what I'm doing. I'm supporting his team. I'm supporting Jahai, man. Black families, man. They allowed me to do media coverage up in their family's home. What are we up here talking about soft ass shit for? Like we supposed to disrespect everybody. They have introduced me to their peeps. So now all of a sudden, I'm supposed to get the backlash from the A that I'm not covering fighters in my backyard, all because y'all want to get through and take me out of the equation with Jahai Tucker just so I can refocus down here. I've been here already. I've been here, Shawty. I've been right here. And when you hear one person bop, 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 and that person bop, 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 and everybody start da, 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 they start coming up with all these stories. It's not true, man. I'm fucking with NYC fighters more than I have put in work down here in the A. To hear people trying to pass off the narrative all because of Jahai Tucker and he's goddamn floating up to the top. I mean, he's still contending. They still putting him in there with tough fighters. What do I have to do with the matchmaking process, people? Nothing. Ask Cheyenne why he's never interviewed Jahai Tucker. If you want to push the narrative from people who want to stab me in the back down here, if you want to push the narrative, right, of what we should be doing in our own backyard, then guess what? Why you haven't interviewed Jahai Tucker? You had Patrick Day. Have you did anything up there for Patrick Day Foundation? From what I hear, and there's no disrespect, shout out to the Ennis, Jerron Ennis, Bozy, future world champions, father-son tandem. But see, the difference between me and you, I don't have to have someone that's right here already. I don't have to say, okay, you have to be at this tier right here, this tier, brother, this tier, for me to accept the importance to cover you as a fighter. You have to be right here. You can't be in the ground floor in the garden, you know, where you just starting to blossom and shit in boxing, and I'm covering you. You can't be down there. No, you got to be up here. You got to be fully blossomed. You got to be producing fruit, and people have to know you in this boxing game. Don't believe that bullshit, y'all. Don't believe what they say about me, man. I'll defend myself. Because all this shit is going on that I'm hearing. I told shout out to Carlos, man. He has a fight coming out. Carlos Jackson. Try to tell him ain't shit. Shout out to a real one. Shout out to Carlos Jackson down here. Like I said, shout out to High Rod. But Carlos, man, Carlos is a different dude. He's a real one, man. Shout out to Carlos Jackson. You know why I say that? Because when Carlos went on TV and fought Guzman, a former world champion, it was people in his own backyard saying, oh, we don't think you won the fight. We didn't think you won the fight. You know, not even giving him his love, not even goddamn saying, brother, you fought a damn good aggressive fight, bro. Like, I had just seen Carlos spar. I didn't know he was sick. I didn't know anything. I just know his activity rate wasn't the way it was when he stepped in front of the cameras on TV. Like I was saying, God damn. I'm looking, I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm being very reserved. I say, I wonder is he still sick? Because this is 1 week out. He gets in there and he presses Guzman, a dude with a high percentage knockout ratio. He presses this fighter the entire fight. And I'm been jumping up and down. I was like, oh shit, this is a damn good fight. I was feeling some type of way. I said, man, is he really healthy enough to be here? When he go in there, press the fight, he ended up getting the biggest win in his boxing career. Not everybody down here, but some people who he thought was going to give him that love and embracement and say, hey, man, you did your motherfucking thing on TV, big dog. He did. But I got to give a shout out to one of the real ones down here, man. Shout out to Los, man. Some of his homeboys call him. Shout out to Carlos. And keep your eye out. You know, he doing his thing. But one of the more genuine cats down here that I deal with, call him up. Try to tell him I ain't shit. Try to tell him I ain't covering the fighters down here. Go ahead. Try to prove that to him. So when y'all jump in the chat, man, and you know, and y'all try to bring Jihad's name up, I don't want to hear that bullshit, bro. Because y'all really was fucking with me. Y'all come up here and volunteer some shit. Hey man, I hear you going up here and you doing your thing, and I just want to, you know, donate to your Cash App and on. Oh man, or a compliment. A compliment is nice. I want to give you a compliment, man. You're doing your thing out here, man. Keep grinding. You know, I like what you're doing for boxing. But all of a sudden, Jihad name is the topic of discussion. They was talking shit about Michael Williams Jr. Now Jihad's name is the topic of discussion. In my backyard. As if I'm covering fighters. I'm putting all this emphasis over there in NYC. All the emphasis going over there. When you got boxers you can cover over here. Let me know. Hit me up. That's all. Ain't nothing changed. I still cover the fighters down here. Still. You ain't gonna put me in the middle of shit just so you can get to somebody that's showing me mad love. You're not gonna do it, bro. I don't care what y'all talking about on here. That's why I say, hey, when it come down to catalogs, man, y'all know this cat can't fuck with me. Y'all can say what you want. His catalog can't fuck with mine. The catalog is out there. Check out my IG. Check out my YouTube. If you think Cheyenne's catalog can fuck with mine, let it be known. That's non-debatable. My website up. I got content on my website. All the articles that's on that website I wrote. Has he wrote an article? Okay. Go to the IG. Go to my YouTube. Check out the damn content. Stop looking at numbers in the live chat. Check out the body of work. Check out the portfolio. Now that I'm on camera, check out the portfolio and let's mirror that shit up. Stop trying to browbeat channels that you feel that don't have the viewership that you think validates who you are in life. It doesn't work like that with certain individuals, man, especially when you're talking about the maturity aspect of it. Can't go around here bullying people, bro. Trying to. You're up here telling lies. What is the origin of all this hoopla, right? What is the origin of it all? The origin, people, is just like Big Blunt's Boxing articulated very thoroughly, right? The origin of all of this is the fact that people try to switch it up and seize the momentum and make it seem like I am the respondent that's cowering and moving away. No, that's not it. I told you he came on my chat, said my guest was lying, and what did he say? Oh, you being all sensitive about your guest? No, nigga, I'm telling you, you was disrespectful. This dude said I'm being sensitive because he brought his ego with him and he disrespected my guest saying he was a lie. Not that, hey, let me shoot you a message in the DM. He want to come over here and have his group of cronies and ants and flies come over here and say, oh shit, Blue checked his guest and say he was lying. So I said, okay, cool. Let me do this, right? Because look, I'm gonna tell you something. Back in the day, I was that person when it came one-on-one talking shit. I was that person at one time. I stopped because I used to hurt people's feelings. I stopped. I felt it wasn't nice. You know what I'm saying? I used to hurt people's feelings, right? So I turned back around and all I did was I'm sitting here listening to one of his lies, right? I said lies. He says and fucks up and he's trying to talk about Terrence Crawford, a person that his absolute undisputed, best undisputed, absolute. He loved Crawford at one point. You can tell in his demeanor. He was trying to dilute Crawford's accolade and say that Errol Spence dropped Shawn Porter in the 10th too, to pretty much balance out what both fighters was able to do. Lie. Second of all, that he said was that Errol Spence stopped Danny Garcia. Now, I heard him say plenty of times that I made a mistake. So what? No, that wasn't a mistake. That was two lies back to back. You know what that's called? A choice. If you are talking so fast and you have this information and you're not really processing it at a rate for where you saying it's proficiently being delivered to your listeners, you need to slow the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Just slow down, boss. Okay, boss? Slow down. How in the hell can you make a mistake and say that Errol Spence stopped Danny Garcia? That is being absolutely wrong and is a lie. Then you sit up here and you want to continue to dilute Terrence Crawford stopping Shawn Porter, and you quickly bring Errol Spence into the conversation and say, hey, Errol Spence dropped Shawn Porter in the 10th round. Lie. Now, this is where it becomes interesting in the debate, right? I'm done. I told him straight up, he can't fuck with me in the debate. I let him, I'm done. I'm really done, right? I'm over there supporting Bernie the Boxer, Team Crawford, right? And I see this nigga over here just running, yapping. And I just look at them like just female type shit, like gossip. If you despise of a fighter so much, why are you in the chat of a team member? So Money, let me give you some clarification, Money, right? You pretty much put out there what is the difference between what I did with 1-7, right? Because y'all all about names, 1764, whatever it is. What I did with him over in Bernie the Box is no different than what you did over there. It is a difference because we wasn't talking about a debate. He wasn't going on there to get on the line to debate Bernie. He was in there just to do this. That's all you hear. Clack. It wasn't no debate. It wasn't any clarification as to a debate. People, I'm giving you the truth. It wasn't no debate. I just was over there looking at him, being disruptive, not being productive to the damn respect of the host. He gets on the phone twice, y'all. You want to talk about some stalkerish type shit? Twice. That's not the first time I seen him over there. He gets on the phone with Bernie twice. Then I see him in somebody else's chat saying he cooked Bernie or whatever he did. I don't know, but he was making it seem like he went over there and told Bernie off, right? I say, damn, that's some hoe ass shit. So when I was on the live, I say, man, I want to debate 817. Tell him to bring his punk ass over here. They try to make it seem like I left the chat. No, I left the panel. I had shit to do, but I was still in the chat. He never showed up. I said, let's debate. All of a sudden, I get this extra traffic, this collateral traffic where I'm hearing that Cheyenne, since we on a first name basis, Cheyenne say, I have to give him something first. I don't have to give you shit. I don't have to give you a motherfucking thing first. You wasn't even in the equation. I just told you to your face, I'll smoke you in the debate, period. He comes in there, no, he got to give me mine first. No, we ain't on that. I called out 7645. I called him out. Here comes Money in the chat instigating, and Big Blunts and Boxing broke down what instigate mean. He comes in there. Now, he coming up, hey, why take on a frog and you can get a prince? What the fuck? I didn't even know he even had anything to do with it. Like, really, real talk. I'm not overly like devastated about all of what I'm saying. Like, I don't have no crucial animosity with Money Brown. I don't. But I'm just like, once again, defending myself. When he came in there and he wanted to talk and divert the attention to Cheyenne, that wasn't my course of action. I move as I see fit. When he came in there instigating and trying to divert the attention to Cheyenne, guess what? I just felt he was inserting himself in a situation that was none of his business. It was none of your business, bro. And no, you don't have the power to get me to put the attention on him. You don't have the power. You know why you don't have the power? Just like Cheyenne didn't have the power to send a link out because he felt some type of way. And he's going to do a live talking about Errol Spence fact check. And y'all go give World Comeback Sports this link. I'm surprised they didn't tell you. You sure? I don't think we can do this. None of them niggas didn't tell you. Hey, bro, I don't think that's a good idea. That ain't the one. You know what I'm saying? That's how it all got started. He's talking about Errol Spence fact check. Dude, I told you fucked up and said something wrong about him dropping Sean Porter in the 10th. And furthermore, he did knock out Danny Garcia. That shit is clear, cut, as a sharp as knife. It ain't no motherfucking debate. 2, back to back. 2, there's Cheyenne. It's no debate. You can't send a link out to me, bro, to debate something that you already admitted that got you all emotional. You already admitted you was dead ass fucking wrong, man. What is their debate? Money. You intervened in a situation that you didn't have anything to do with it, brother. That's all I'm saying. And Money be doing his shit. Bro, you didn't have shit to do with this, bro. I don't care how many of you niggas want to gang up on me and talk about debating. If I didn't call your name, then you're not recognized. Cheyenne, he needs to work his way up the ladder to step in the motherfucking square with me. Listen, y'all may be laughing, but look how much shit he did off the strength of me correcting him on 2 things he said wrong back to back. 2. I got him in the bank. I got him outside in the dark. This motherfucker spitting all over the place. He gets up in the morning. Damn. From the warm sheets. He gets up and goes to the bank. Because of me. He goes up there and withdraw money because of me. And we haven't even debated yet. He's in the parking lot counting money and proving to his listeners for recovery to now make it about money. And all along, I'm sitting back shaking my head, my people shaking their head like, damn, this dude actually said that his wife make more than you. And you want to debate me? I don't think it's a good idea health-wise for you to step in here and try to debate me on some shit that I'm very well versed. That goes for any one of y'all cats, dog. Stop calling and making subliminal shit, bro. All y'all niggas, stop talking that shit. ETB, easy work. He knows it. I never did anything fucked up to you. But thanks for showing me who you are, bro. I will smoke your ass in the debate. Period. You over there struggling with Southern T. Shout out to Southern T. I got to put respect on his name because he did better than I thought he did. Even though he don't fuck with me, it's all good. When there's niggas out there that don't fuck with me, it's all good. I'm still going to show him his respect. I think he won 2-1 against ETB, who's saying up here talking about he'll get in my ass. Dude, come on now. You're not even going to be a voluntary for me. You're not even going to be a voluntary, bro. You didn't have no sense in getting involved the way you did. You said I ducked 817 after I called him out on the panel. What is it? Y'all niggas, all y'all lie. Y'all come up with these lies and think you're going to provoke somebody off a lie to be impulsive and come back at you. You said I ducked 817. And then you say I'm ducking blue. I'm in the chat making excuses, right? And then you inserted yourself in there. That's 3 grown-ass black men that you want to group up against one guy, right? That y'all always consider that don't have people in this motherfucking chat. All for me, 3 people. 3. 2 have channels, and 1 is just a freaking cheerleader with bright-ass pom-poms. And you get 3 grown-ass men to include on the debate with WCS, and I don't have nobody in the motherfucking chat. Tell me how that shit work. What's going on, Michael Johnson Boxing? Salute, my brother. It's not too many more times I'm gonna talk about this shit. Deion Washington, what's good? What's good? I know it got out of hand, bro. And see, when I hear people that know that I can talk the boxing, they want to hear boxing, but not 1 second. I'm going to sit up here and sacrifice standing up for myself, sacrifice my belief. I'm going to stand up for myself. And you know what I'm saying? I don't need to sit up here and explain to people as to why I'm taking up for myself. You know what I'm saying? You allow people to think that they can group up and bully people on YTC and social media and feel it's cool to create these lies, these false ass narratives, and then push them down to their audience so they can disperse it, disseminate that shit to other freaking chats. That's despicable and it's malicious, bro. It's malicious. Why do you need so many people to do your dirty work? This is all from me making 2 factual statements that embarrass Cheyenne for him to go up there, not even having the cojones to drop through my IG himself because his ego is so motherfucking large. He's going to tell other people to send me messages and send me a link. I got grown ass fucking men sending me texts and dropping me DM messages talking about he waiting on you. And I'm looking at it, I say, what the fuck is he waiting on? Then I tune in, he's busy fumbling through the live waiting on me. Why would I go over there? You said 2 shit that was absolutely, emphatically incorrect. What are we debating about? The weather? We want to predict if it's going to rain and be sunshine 2 days, 3 days from now? What are we fucking debating? You already has been on and people saying you was getting emotional. And you say, I made a mistake. So what? That just proves to me that you ain't ready for no motherfucking debate. And you an egotistical, driven individual, selfish. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing we got to talk about. You'd rather send other people out here to try to burn down somebody when it's you that should have been doing all that communication. You, brother. Just like when I see you out here and you melt in the arms of all these people that want to take pictures with you, I didn't come back in here hating and talking about, oh, he's just making it about him. He ain't doing no media. He want to be in the lens with people. I never said no shit like that. I don't care if you're closer to Deontay Wilder than I am. I don't care. That is grown-ass men making the decision. He knew you all long before he knew me. I don't have no problem with that shit, bro. I don't. I don't have a problem with none of that. But you're not going to sit up here and try to make a fool of me like I'm not going to defend myself. You're not going to tell lies to the people. That's why I have not a thing else. We ain't mending shit. Because you rather create lies on me and be as arrogant as you want to be, and it don't have shit to do with black men. Don't have nothing to do with their skin color. And all the other people that's black that surround you that feel some type of way about me just as wrong as you are. Because if I stay in my lane and I travel back and forth over and over again, right? Traveling back and forth, I don't bother nobody. And then all of a sudden, somebody goes into my line of traffic. And I'm supposed to ask why? Why are you here? Then you come on my live, right? Very, very emotional. And you think you're going to overtalk me on my live. From my understanding, I'm older than you, bro. I can be your big brother. You come on my live and think you're going to dictate the pace and the cadence of our dialogue. It's not going to happen. Furthermore, all you had to do is just chill. And then when you took a pause, I destroyed you. I say, did Sean Porter get knocked down in the 10th round against Errol Spence? Did Danny Garcia get stopped by Errol Spence? Then if you answered them correctly, you shouldn't have got mad. But yet I told you, I said, I'll destroy you in the debate because you up here saying basic ass knowledge. You're wrong about it, but yet you're pissed off that I'm calling you out and holding you accountable. Man, it's over, bro. I'm done talking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm done talking about it. Y'all can get mad at me and the channels I fuck with or whatever. Like I always tell you, if you want to look at a video that sums it up perfectly, check out Big Blunts and Boxing. He summed it up quick, very perfect. And you notice how I didn't go on Money Brown for Big Blunts and Boxing. That's between them. I just showed the brother love because he broke it down in such an educational, descriptive, attention to detail delivery. Like it was very well organized. I pay attention to that shit. And I think the way he put the material together is very, very conducive to the boxing audience. He ain't dumb. So since they never heard of the brother, right? Hey, Money did a video on him. That's between them. I think he did one of the best videos out there that's summing up a situation on how shit is flowing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of money business. It wasn't none of your business. Period. Keon, I don't know what the fuck he talking about because he always hated on me until he don't agree with the shit. He always had to damn put that label on there, that stamp. But he know he can't fuck with me any time of the day. He can't fuck with me. Y'all can pass that message. 817 can't fuck with me in the boxing debate. All he want to do is argue. It's the difference between arguing and debating. He can't fuck with me. Blue would never be able to fuck with me in the debate unless he's on somebody's channel like Money where he think he gonna be able to get over. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. When it comes to Money, he pretty much he can be stubborn with the direction of the conversation. I'll tell you that. So he might have to tell Cheyenne, shut the fuck up, man. This is my channel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not getting into that motherfucking rah. I'm gonna overtalk you. And you start asking dumbass questions. What's the color of a stop sign when you just take it out the package? Anybody ain't talking about that shit. What type of horse when you dealing with path and gloves? What's the weight of the strand of the horsehair? And nobody's doing that shit, dog. Period. You lost your composure on my shit. You went back over to your channel to get the shit back. You was outside, ranting and raving for 3 hours, spitting all over the neighborhood. I'm surprised nobody then goddamn called damn code enforcement for you littering and shit. Woke up the very next morning and want to prove to your people $1,300 was going to validate who World Combat Sports is. $1,300 is gas money, dog. Dude, $1,300. And then you're going to freaking buy 2 tickets? I'm done, man. I'm done. Y'all, it's back on boxing and MMA. But I cannot promise you, come out with another video talking some shit that's not true. You may get a response. Stop lying on me. Take your bumps and bruises. You fucked up. You said it yourself. You already admitted to it. But yet at the end, you said, so what? I never told them people that support you over there to unsubscribe like Charlo did. Did y'all go running over to Charlo's social media and advocate for Blue then? No, right? Because he's on another level. But y'all want to come at me and drop all this shit and tell me to come on the camera. KQKC. Nigga, don't you ever send me another message again. I don't fall asleep on camera, bro. I don't even know who the fuck you are, dude. What you coming over my chat till I turn on your camera? You weird. But man, y'all hold it down, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man, supporting the channel. We're going to get back to boxing and MMA. You know what I'm saying? It's hard being undisputed. Y'all continue to support the channel. I appreciate you. And I want to show love to the supporters and those who tuned in. Thanks for the super chat. You know what I'm saying? And whoever's in the chat that's rocking with the channel, you appreciate it. You feel me? Y'all are appreciated. Shout out to Team Williams. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Team Jahad Tucker. Keep on grinding. Keep on winning. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be too long that you get that title shot. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to talk about boxing, bro. Y'all hold it down. I'm out.